It is time to open up that grade book. And Anirban, let's hear your F.
Well, my F goes to Nikki Haley's reckless and inhumane actions of writing "finish them" on Israeli artilleries as the ruthless attack on Rafah continues in violation of international law. This only goes to show the underlying genocidal fantasies that one reflects and nurtures. One must be ashamed of the name Nimrata because the meaning of that is politeness and humility and benevolence. So shame on you, Nikki.
Okay, Aaron, who gets your F?
My F goes to carbon offsets. What are they? Basically, you can claim you're reducing your own carbon emissions by not actually reducing your own carbon emissions, but by paying someone else to reduce their emissions. What's the problem? Many of these things being paid for aren't actually real. In a report just released by Corporate Accountability, a nonprofit watchdog, many of the carbon offsets being used by major corporations like Delta Airlines, Disney, and Nestle to showcase their green credentials are, quote, likely junk and worthless in terms of cutting emissions. Do better.
So likely junk, what are they going to?
Basically, trees are being planted and those forests are never growing, and you're saying, oh, look at all this carbon we've stored in these trees. The trees never grew. They're not real.
Okay. Michael, who gets your F?
My F goes to the Colorado GOP for calling for children to be pulled from public schools in Colorado.
Say more about that. What do they want to do?
They want the American, how can I put this? They argue that the American school system is an indoctrinating institution and they want public schools to be closed.
Aha. All right, Luke, who else?
My F goes to recent reporting that thousands of Native American children were sexually abused after being forced into Catholic boarding schools during the 1950s and 1960s. The church needs to acknowledge and address this.
Okay, let's hope someone has done something well. Anirban, have you got an A for us?
The A goes to the Executive Director of the Samaritan Center, Mary Beth Fry, and the staff and the volunteer of the Samaritan Center, who strive every day to fulfill the center's mission to serve the hungry and those in need in order to promote their welfare, dignity, and self-sufficiency. The center serves well over 100,000 meals annually, and its operation relies on upwards of 1,500 volunteers. Recently, Moyne College awarded her with an honorary degree, well deserved.
Very nice. Aaron?
My A goes to the legacy of Bill Walton, who passed away this week. He was an absolute one-of-a-kind legend and epitomized marching to your own drum on the basketball court and later as a commentator. As someone who in my own work focuses primarily on climate change and climate policies, and also as a lifelong Celtics fan, I want to specifically take this opportunity to thank Bill Walton for his tireless efforts as a champion of renewable energy, working to make the energy transition more affordable and accessible for everyone. You probably didn't know that about Bill Walton.
Did he talk about energy
Oh yeah, he wrote all
conservation?
these letters in California about the solar energy transition and making it more accessible for everyone. He was a real champion of it.
Very good. Michael, who gets your A?
My A goes to Berry Elementary School in Cortland, who held a fantastic kindergarten through second grade art show Wednesday night. Kudos to the students, parents, and the teachers, especially my wife's second grade class.
What kind of art did your wife's class do?
All kinds of art about dogs and parrots and ball-headed chickens, all kinds of stuff.
Humor is good, and I'm sure
Yeah, it was cute.
the artwork was,
It was
delightful.
Cute. And my mom went, which was a lot of fun.
Wonderful.
Luke, how about your A?
My A goes to the Negro League's statistics now being incorporated into Major League Baseball. Phenom catcher Josh Gibson is now the all-time leading hitter.
I thought that was really interesting. That what took so long for those things? They had the same stadiums, the same rules, the same equipment and all?
I think it touches on the racial justice issues that we were talking about earlier. It was long overdue, and I think now these people who played in the Negro Leagues are going to be rightfully remembered as the great athletes that they were.
Great book about that called Race Ball, written by a guy at the University of Pittsburgh, by the way.
Race Ball,
Right.
B-A-L-L. Okay.